I'd like to teach you a sequence called Rocking Mermaid. This is a lovely sequence for your lower back, for any pelvic pain, for your womb, for your pelvis, and it also is great for relieving any sciatica or SI joint pain. It's great for any low disc eruptions as well in your back. So let's sit with one leg crossed in front and one leg crossed behind. So the foot is actually positioned behind the knee and both knees are in line at the front space. Settle your shoulders and trying to drop the hip with the knee that is bent forward. So one hip here is internal rotation and one hip is an external rotation. This balances the hips and balances the pelvis with the sequence. So we sit here for a few breaths, establishing our breath, and then we're going to inhale, lift through the chest, lift through the spine, lengthen the gaze to the sky. Exhale, rounding, so just like traditional cat-cow, gazing down to the pelvis, tilting pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthening, moving the pelvis back. And exhale, rounding again, pulling navel to spine, yoking with the breath. Inhale. And exhale, keeping this going with the rhythm of your breath. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. We then come to center point and we're going to take opposite hand to the knee that's stretched out to the side. We lengthen up through the spine again. Take the other hand around to the back space to support you. And then you're going to lift up the hip that is lifted from the ground slightly already. So lifting that forward, lengthening up through the spine, turning and twisting from the navel. Inhale here. Exhale, rounding again. Softly moving that hip down to the ground. Inhale, lifting it forward like a wave through the spine. Exhale, you can see why this is called Rocking Mermaid. Imagining the waves moving around you and through you. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, lengthen up, turning, gaze around. Exhale, rounding, turning the gaze down. We'll then come to the center and just find a neutral point, maybe have a little wiggle, see how you feel now. We'll take both feet out forward, softly moving the foot that's been moved behind, being careful with your knees, always your priority to be careful in your yoga practice. And move the feet from side to side, internal and external rotation of the hips again. We'll then go over to the other side, so crossing to the other way. One shin is in front and one shin is moving to the side, the foot is behind again. Finding the balance and feeling into any difference on this side. Probably will be a lot more different on this side for you. And you'll have probably chosen your best side first. So subconsciously we try to avoid our tight side, anything that's painful, and we'll choose our best side first. Settling here for a few breaths, centering with your breath, and then inhale, lengthen up through the spine, lifting the heart, softening the shoulders. Exhale, rounding, gazing down to the pelvis. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Imagine the vertebrae creating space as they are. Exhale, rounding, gazing to pelvis. Inhale. Exhale, pulling navel to spine. Inhale, last time, lifting. And exhale, grounding and rooting down. Coming back to a neutral position, we move opposite hand over to the knee that's stretched to the side again. Other hand behind the back, lengthening and lifting up. Just lift the hip forward slightly, that's already lifted up the ground. And then exhale, rounding, gazing down to pelvis again. Inhale, we lift and lengthen, pressing that hip forward. Exhale to round, pulling navel to spine. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, softening. Inhale, last time, sweeping through. And exhale, melting the tension. Carefully coming to center, just noticing any difference again. And then carefully moving that back foot forward once more. We'll take the feet hip distance apart now, hands to the sides, and just moving the knees from side to side again. Internal and external rotation of the hips. It's really good to balance the pelvis, the SI joint, any lower back pain. This is great to do, even if you find it hard at first. If you need any blocks under the hip that's lifted or a cushion, that's also a good option for you. So help yourself by getting into the posture as comfortably as possible. I hope that's helped, and I hope to see you again really soon. Thank you very much. Namaste.